shit. How y'all doing? Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah. What we doing? Come on, let's go.
Top of the morning, y'all. It's Coffee on the vid. Tapping back in, man. And Jack Doherty is a cold clown out here. Got his chain took, but he was a wild lame before that. He's getting all this streaming money or whatever. I ain't hating on that, but facts is facts. Dude's a goofy, but he's right about this one. And that's that Kodak is just tweaking like a motherfucker. This ain't exactly news. We've been knowing this, but it's sad. Like, Jack Doherty's right, man. And you know, again, this ain't news. We've been seeing this, but it's like, feels like news all over again when you see where he's at now. You know what I mean? It feels like we've seen less and less of Kodak, and why would we think things have gotten better? But this dude just looks, it's nasty work, man. You know what I mean? He's looking like that fat girl. You ever known that fat chick that was fat and got on the cocaine diet, and you know what I mean, she's so high, kited up the white girl on the white girl, and now like she shed a bunch of pounds because that being geeked up off the yayo has been suppressing her appetite so much. She's just literally ingesting nothing but cocaine and Diet Coke and an occasional cheeseburger, and she thinks she's cute now. And it's like, yo, you weren't cute before. You know what I mean? You was fat. You might have actually looked better fat. You know what I mean? Because your eyes is all popping out of your head like how Kodak's is. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, it's ugly, it's bad, man. People never really realize how fucked up they are when they're off that shit like that. You know what I mean? No one never knows. They look back and be like, oh my God, why didn't no one tell me? And it's like, yo, we were all trying to tell you, B. You know what I mean? You wasn't listening to no one. You were high, feeling yourself or whatever. But like, yo, the eyes all bugging out the head. Like, it's just all bad with Kodak Black. It's such a sad story. I don't know if he'll ever fully get it together, man. You know what I mean? The man's making money and all that, but he looks miserable. He looks all bad. You would have thought because he got forced into rehab when he had that other case after, you know what I mean? That's another thing between the cases and whatever D-rugs he's taking, man. You know what I mean? Trump pardoned this man out of a prison sentence, federal prison sentence, and he got himself in even more trouble, and he's been in trouble since he got in the game. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of rocking dumber than a fat white girl. And in this latest, again, it ain't news, but it's kind of news again, how ugly it all really is. This appearance with Jack Doherty, he's just looking all bad, man. Like, get Kodak some help, get him some milk, and get him back in rehab. You know what I mean? But he has to truly want to change. And I don't know. Some people just don't get sick of the D-rugs. You know what I mean? Like, real talk. I don't know how anyone is on that shit for an extended period amount of time. And like, for real, comment everyone out there. You know what I mean? This is coming from someone who, I wasn't on that tweaker shit, but I definitely, you know, had my battles with substances and whatnot. And I just don't get how after 5 years, 10 years, like a decade, you are just not sick of it all. Kodak, man, it's bad, man. Get Kodak some help. And then before we close it up and move on, right, like, we're talking about the fat broad being on the cocaine diet. We know Kodak is off that Fenty, that fucking, that Molly that's really just some old re-rocked, represented a different way meth. And it's just so bad these days, man. All them D-rugs are all synthetic poison. None of them are what they're supposed to be. You know what I mean? Fenty Wap as dog food, fucking research chemicals and everything else. Like, it's so bad, so extra dangerous these days. The current D-rugs are not the D-rugs of the past, and they're extra bad for you, man. Like, aside from how fucked up and just twisted in the head this man is, like, I'm surprised he's still alive, man. Like, cut it out, Kodak Black. But moving on, speaking of like just being off D-rugs and everything, right? These comments that Jim Jones latched on and has really been milking. That's what he shared with everyone. I did another video on it. I'll link it below if y'all want to go tap into it and check it out. Jim Jones basically let everyone know, yo, this is how it's done nowadays. You know what I mean? This is the new era. Dudes don't understand. I stay going viral. You got to latch onto ish and basically get the streams. He didn't say that, but he said it in so many words. He's paraphrasing like this is the cheat code. You know what I mean? Lately, after all the ish with the Nas comments, and it's crazy too. You know what I mean? Everyone wanted diss bloggers and people making content, but this big viral news with Nas and Jimmy all in the mix, it all came from some just random cat that's similar to myself on the gram talking about Jim Jones is better than Nas. This is where this all came from, and you know, everyone knows he bumped his head or he's off the D-Rugs like Kodak Black, but at the end of the day, like I said, Jimmy, he's doing what he can with it. He had the same conversation going maybe 3 to 6 months back about 50 Cent, and here he is now doing it all over again, and he's just getting it, milking it for everything he can. All the headlines, all the clicks, all the views, he's loving it, man. And I will give it to Jimmy. His music has gotten better. You know what I mean? He has gotten better, going from the Camron hype man, the Freaky Zeke before. Like, they were both around at the same time, but Freaky Zeke wasn't nowhere near what he became at the point when Jimmy was the main hype man. You know what I mean? All in the background of the Let Me Know video. I think he was in the horse and carriage video. You know what I mean? But he's come a long way, and his music has gotten better. But you really have to either come from a different generation, like the dude who made that comment, or just be trolling or be off some drugs like Kodak Black, looking like a sick, used to be fat chick with your eyes popping out your head off this crazy multiple year drug binge on the diet. But at the end of the day, a lot of people are taking this pic that Nas put up as his response to all this without responding. You know what I mean? Because we all know Nas is Jim Jones, like real deal, right? You know what I mean? Nas is like a prophet in this ish, and just their names just don't go together in any way other than they're both in the rap game and they're both like New York MCs, and that's just what it is. But Nas put up this pic, as we know outside of hip hop these days, he's a venture capitalist and has all kinds of deals going down. He threw up a pic, you know what I mean, of him with just a bunch of very successful, powerful black men, and a lot of people are like, yo, Nas ain't even entertaining this Jim Jones ish, as he shouldn't, but this is him not entertaining it, but letting everyone see what it is, where he's at in his life. Like, he been the truth in the rap game, you know what I mean? Jim Jones is still wanting everyone to know, look at me, I got better. I'm better than Killer Cam, which he's not neither, you know what I mean? But it just is what it is. You were the background dipset guy, the capo, vamp life, loving hip hop and all this other ish. And Nas is just the truth. And that's the truth at the end of the day. So tap in, hit your comments with your thoughts on these topics. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll get with y'all on the next one. It's Coffee. I'm about here.